You know, guys, I got to tell you, I love this. It's getting better and better. We're coming into the community of Buchanan Dam, Texas. That's where my channel got its name. Rusty, of course, mine. And then the zip code for Buchanan Dam, Texas is 78609. And I was living there and had lived there for years before I started my YouTube channel. But enough said about that. Right over this hill, we'll come into Buchanan Dam. We'll do this video for a few minutes and we'll do another. We're going to go see old Sparky at my old home base off Park Road 4. Yeah, so we're going to do that thing. Yeah, up here on the right is just a four-way stop that we're coming to now. On the right-hand side across is an old bar called Fuzzy's Corner. It's been there for years. I'm sure it's still open. And have I ever been in there? Sheesh. If I had the money back that I'd spent in there, it would be, sheesh, I'd be driving a Prevost, you know? No, it was, I spent a few bucks there. Sure did. Yeah, but at one time, this community right here had 8 bars. And the permanent population of Buchanan Dam is only about maybe 500 people. It's not even incorporated. It's just a little lake town on Lake Buchanan here, you know. And so, yeah, there's an RV park on the left there I stayed at for a while. And looks like they're doing some remodeling. But anyway, we'll just cruise through here nice and slowly. And yeah, the bar that I was talking about, Fuzzy's, is on the right. And then there used to be one on the left that was a little more formal, actually a lot more. It was called the Pocahontas. Did I ever go in there? Yep. And then up here on the right, just right down here on the right, that kind of down the hill there, a little building on the end there, was Tina's. They used to call it Javelina Tina's, and go in there and play shuffleboard. I mean, we played a lot of shuffleboard, a lot. Yeah, and then there was another bar up here on the left, and I can't remember what it was called. Trade Winds, or no, the Trade Winds was on 1431, and the one on the left here, it looks like it's open again, believe it or not. They've done it, remodeled it. See what it's called. Well, it says for sale, but I don't know. But anyway, that was a bar, so you've already seen for. And then another one right here called Partners, and it's still open. They're open at 3 p.m. to 12 p.m. and they got a bar and a dance hall. So, you know, how many is that? 4 or 5 already, and we hadn't even gone 100 yards. They got Hunt Brothers Pizza at that place there on the left. Yeah, I've gotten many there. This is bringing back a lot of memories. There were a lot of good times here, a few bad. You know, you try to eliminate the negative and accentuate the positive. But yeah, Buchanan Dam, Texas was a neat place for me at the time I was here. I was living in an RV that I rented, actually, from 2 old women. And they're probably both deceased now. There was an old, let me interrupt myself, there was an old German bar right up here on the right, but it burned down. But anyway, the 2 ladies I rented from, they were older, and but they, you know, they had the little RV there about, I don't know, 30 yards from their place, but they had put it there and fixed it up real nice, had a front porch and everything covered, and they thought their kids would come visit them, and they never did, so they rented that place to me. And I can't remember, I think it was $180 a month, and that included electric. I'm not kidding you. No, it was what you call a good deal. And yeah, but I got along with them fine. I'd go in and chat with them. You know, we'd have drinks every now and then. You know, I drank beer, but they'd have their toddies. And but you know, they kind of adopted me. So, you know, I'd go out honky-tonking and come back about midnight or so. And they had a big butcher block in the carport, or the garage. And on that butcher block, in the evenings when I'd come in late, they'd always have me a little microwavable thing with a good meal, you know, like cornbread and black-eyed peas, and you know, something they'd fix for themselves, and they'd give me this, whatever they ate, I ate. And I'd try to pay them. They wouldn't take any money, and they were both retired, very nice, you know, pretty well to do. And yeah, that was a grand time. I mean, no kidding. Yeah, and I was what you would call running wild, man. I was running wild, man. There's no doubt about that. Wow, lucky I made it. And the post office is up here on the left, just a little bitty post office. and that's the origin of Rusty 78609. That zip code there, 78609. Say it one more time, Rusty. Okay. But no, it's a great little community. I've actually stayed in that little motel there, room on the right, the one at the very end. I think it's number 1 or whatever it is. And whenever I stayed here in Buchanan Dam and didn't have an RV, I would rent that room because it had a little kitchenette, had a little like a little electric cooktop thing, you know, little burner things, and a microwave and a little refrigerator. And I'd stock it with beer and start hitting the bars, because you could go. Oh, hey, there's another bar down here on the left. It's called the Dam. Well, there's 2 actually down here. One on the left and one on the right. And but one of them was called, well, it's called the Dam Pub, and now I don't know what it's called now. It's been called a number of things. It's had a number of different names, and but anyway, yeah, it's and there used to be, of course, you can't see it too, but maybe I'll turn it over this way, let you see this a little bit better. There used to be an RV park here on the left, but it was bought by an insurance company, and now it's a training facility for the people that go to work for that insurance company, and I don't know the name of it, but I was the first person to stay in the RV park when it was an RV park. And the guy that owned it was an old Vietnam veteran, and a nice guy. Yeah, and I think it was $175 a month, and but I was working in I drove every day. Oh, I was working in the Killeen, Temple, Texas area, but I drove back and forth in the morning. I was doing that pipeline inspection stuff. But yeah, going down here, you'll see a couple of more bars. And yeah, the lake is off to the left here. It's called there's Lake Buchanan, and then there's the little community called Buchanan Dam. Okay, and let me straighten this up a little bit now. That betterist, maybe. But anyway, the bar here, it's called, what's it called now? Reverend Jim's, I think. Yeah, it's Reverend Jim's Dam Pub. Yeah, I don't know that he was ever a reverend or anything, but whatever. And then there used to be off to the right there, you take that little road to the right, and that would take you around what used to be the old Blue Bunny. And now it's something else too. Maybe I can see the name of it. But it's still popular. Well, no, it's not. The sign's down, so they it's called, well, it's not called anything now. But yeah, this is the new bridge across, and this is Lake Buchanan. But no, this is Inks Lake here. Yeah, this is Inks Lake. Off to the right is Inks Lake State Park. And I remember when they built this, I was living here when they were building. Well, I was living here before they started it, and I was living here when they finally completed the new, what they call the new bridge. But yeah, we'll let this go for a little while, and then we'll do part 2. I'm not going to call it part 2, but it'll be going to see Thorny. We'll take the road, Park Road 4 around by Inks Lake State Park, kind of do that windy hill country road, because that's a beautiful drive for anybody, anytime. Is that crooked enough? I think I did a good job of getting it really crooked. But anyway, the temperature right now is about 48 degrees outside, perfectly clear. As you can see those flags there, possibly. There's very little wind, and it's quite comfortable for a nice drive. I'm averaging 22.5 miles an hour. Of course, I'm driving 55 miles an hour, which makes a big difference. Yeah, the gas mileage you get, or range you get in any vehicle, is wholly contingent upon your driving characteristics. Okay, and that's a little beer stop there that people at the lake go in and get beer and stuff, because they don't realize there's a little community further on, and they think that's their only choice. But yeah, that water off to the right, that's a little pond there, but further on is Inks Lake. Yeah, it's a beautiful drive, and I like this. I get a good feeling here. You know, I like this area. I've had a lot of fun times, met a lot of characters here, and you know, so yeah, this is a good. I'm glad I came on this trip. It's been good to reminisce and remember the good times. you know. And I did get to see some of my old buddies yesterday playing golf. I didn't play, but I rode the cart for a few holes with them. They had a guy who was just by himself, so I rode with him for a few holes and listened to all the. Well, they don't talk much. I think I mentioned that to you. They don't talk much. You know, I was surprised. I figured I'd hear a lot of good conversation, but not much. This is Park Road 4, goes to Inks Lake State Park, Texas. It is the #2 popular, I'll restate that maybe, but it's the second most popular state park in Texas, Inks Lake State Park. Yeah, it's 3 miles, and then you got Longhorn Caverns. I worked there. It's just a cave. But Inks Lake State Park is a beautiful place. It's usually very crowded, particularly on the weekends and holidays. And the other state park that's #1 is Garner State Park, and it covers a lot more territory than Inks Lake. And coming up here on the right, which is all grown up with brush and everything, kind of makes me sad. But this was Highland Lakes Golf Course, or commonly known as Inks Lake Golf Course. And I managed this golf course for about 4 years, or more maybe, I don't know. But that was hole #1 right here on the right, as you can see. It was a little better than that when I was here. And all the old buildings are gone. The park took it back over. It was a concession, and it had a 50-year lease that ended, I can't remember, 2003 or 4 in there. Yeah, this was #9 hole. That was a par 5, and had a couple of holes that ran along the side of the Inks Lake. Oh, it was great. And talk about fun. I mean, it was cheap golf. You know, it was kind of cow pasture golf. The greens were pretty good, and they were small. And but no, it was just a fun group of guys, man. We'd have 25 or 30 old men for the scramble on Friday. Yeah, and it was great. And during the week, you know, we had groups that play. I just lock the door and go play with them and put a sign on, you know, go ahead and get you a cart. I'll get you later, you know. And yeah, I just play right along with the guys, you know. And we had quarter bets, you know, most of the time. And we'd play Wolf and some other things. We'd play, you know, little games. And yeah, no, it was great, man. It was great. But you know, it really worked on your temper, because you know, I remember there was a guy that was a school superintendent. I've probably told this story 10 times. I don't care. I haven't told it today, but he was a nice guy, real friendly, you know, outgoing kind of guy. But he could not stand to lose. I mean, the guy. I remember one time on a par 3, I made a long putt, pure ass luck, man. Just, you know, closed both eyes and hit it, and I won the hole. Well, when I won the hole, his face got as red as a beet, man. And of course, it was a quarter bet. You know, everybody owed me a quarter, so I was walking around collecting. He didn't hand me his quarter; he chunked it at me, and I thought, man, his name was Earl or something, but he's probably not alive. He may be. I don't know. He was an old hardhead. He may still be here, you know. But yeah, tempers would flare. Now, we had one guy, I think it was from New York State. He lived here in the warmer parts of the winter, and but he got so mad. We always had a long drive bet on number 18. All right, and it was, you know, quarter person. You know, well, you could opt in or opt out. You know, if you couldn't hit a long drive, you didn't get in. But I was always in it because I could hit the ball pretty good back then. And anyway, I didn't. Anyway, the guy I'm talking about and another guy tied. I mean, he wasn't going to go for that shit. He said it can't be a tie. Well, we had Michael was here then. That was Michael that ran the golf course, and but he had one of those range finders, you know, that, you know, you spot the pin and it tells you the exact distance from where you are. And anyway, the balls were, you know, about, I don't know, 20 yards apart in the fairway. But when he did the range finder on each ball, the distance was exactly the same. You know, what are the odds of that? You know, and the guy from New York said that's bullshit. You know, he said I know I've got him beat here. You know, and so he quit. He quit playing golf at the golf course because of it. Left. I mean, You know, I thought, man, don't take it that. I told him, I said, I can't remember his name right now. But anyway, I told him, I said, don't take it so seriously, man. You know, it's just a game. You know, let it go. You know, you could have lost. You know, at least you got a tie out of it. You know, and he said, well, what do you think? I said, hell, if the thing says it's a tie, it's a tie. You know, and because from my ball, it showed a different distance, and the others it showed a different distance. But for those two, it showed the same. You know, so it wasn't a problem with the equipment. But anyway, we're coming past Inks Lake. Well, it looks like they're redoing their entrance or something. They're redoing something here, and or maybe they're. Oh, it looks like they're making a new entrance. Okay. All right, so they're doing a lot of. Oh, they're doing a lot of remodeling here at Inks Lake State Park. Well, they can afford to, because this state park brings in a lot of revenue. But anyway, it's good to drive and reminisce. And, you know, I know you've probably heard some of this before, but you haven't heard it today, all right? But we'll go on around here until we turn to go to see Thorny, and I'll stop the video and start another one, which I'll post maybe the same day as this one. But I still do. I love this part of the Texas Hill Country, you know, and you know, I've often thought, you know, but I'm glad that I sold my place there on Comanche Drive when I did, because you know, I was ready to move, go somewhere. I was ready to do something else, and had I not sold it, I'd probably still be there. You know? But you can see it's a beautiful area. I used to drive this road right here, you know, just for a cruise, you know. And yeah, just nice, man. Just cruise, because there's very little traffic. On the weekends, it gets a little busy, but you know, this was a Tuesday morning that I'm doing this video. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, no traffic. You know, now I'm averaging 23 miles a gallon. Of course, yeah, now I'm driving 35 and 40. This is where I did the Mars video. On this road, you see those granite rocks around out there on the right? That's what you call pink. Well, that's not pink granite, but there is pink granite in the area. But anyway, I was just driving along here, and I thought, damn, that looks like the surface of Mars, and it did. It looked like one of the pictures I'd seen of the planet Mars, you know, and so I got out and did a video. Oh boy, and made up all kind of shit, man. Horrible. I mean, never mind. If you want to see a talk about off the cuff or whatever, you know, just spur of the moment video, unscripted, watch the Mars video series, or I think there's 2 of them, and yeah, just type in Mars in my videos and search for it. You know, I came up with nano product pills, NPP. Get out of here. You know, what are you, nut? Yeah, I am. That's what kept me from going insane. I don't know how long this is gone. Yeah, this will work out pretty good. So that'll make this video about 20 minutes or so, and then we'll do another one. Yeah, that's good. I'll stack up some videos because I like to watch them too. You know, at certain times I get a little homesick for this area, and I can watch my own videos, and I do occasionally because I enjoy what I see. Boy, I've been up and down this road so many times I couldn't tell you, because when I was running a golf course, Highland Lakes Golf Course, Inks Lake Golf Course, whatever you want to call it, yeah, I was living over on Comanche Drive, where we're going to see Thorny, and every morning I'd be going to the golf course because you had to open by 7 a.m. and it was dark to dark, you know. And well, for a while I lived in the little house at the golf course, and then later on it was bought out by Michael, and he and his wife, boys, moved into that little house, and I moved over to this place on Comanche Drive. But I would help him out because, you know, they'd go take trips, you know, they'd go visit family and do things on holidays, and I'd fill in because I knew everything about it. And yeah, we had one guy there other than me when I was running it, Darty Compost. He was the grounds superintendent. He was everything. He was the every. No matter what broke, Darty'd figure out how to fix it. Yep. And that old underground water system they had there, the sprinkler system for watering the fairways and the greens, was old, and he was constantly repairing it. And the sprinklers around the greens, you know, sometimes a golfer, even though you're not supposed to drive on the apron of the greens, some of the old men would drive up there because they wanted to be close to the ball because they couldn't walk very far, and they'd run over a sprinkler head and break it. Well, then when you turn the sprinkler on, well, enough said about that, you had a mess. But old Darty, if he watches this video, enjoyed knowing you, Darty. And he used to call me every year at Christmas. He did for years after I left there. Yep, every year at Christmas he'd call me. Say, how you doing? Yeah. Okay, we're fixing to turn right here, so I'm going to end this video. So anyway, guys, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want, anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? It doesn't cost you a penny. So if you're going to buy something from Amazon anyway, use the link. Anyway, enjoy your life. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Adios, bye-bye. And now we'll do Thorny. Adios, bye.